Hello, so in the previous episode we learned how to use Rmagick. We wrote a script where we took a few images and wrote some text and composed an image based off a few different images of different sizes and different texts placed in different places. And in this episode we are going to learn how to use Rmagick in the combination with Rails. So in this example we are going to have posts. A post has a title and a body, and whenever you create a post, we are going to automatically generate a preview image for the post and attach it to the post. So to start, we are going to also install ActiveStorage, and we are going to use has_one_attached to be able to attach an image to the post. So let's start by installing ActiveStorage. Let's look for install. Now I'm going to start by an empty Rails application, but I have just added a scaffold of posts, and the post has a title and a body. So I'm going to run Rails ActiveStorage install, and then I will run Rails db migrate, start the server once again, and now I want, whenever I create a post, I will attach some kind of file. So I'm going to go to our models, post.rb, and say something like has_one attached. So we will have has_one attached, but maybe not avatar, but thumbnail. So it's like a preview image to the post. And let's create a before action. So actually an after action, after create, we are going to attach a thumbnail. So after create, attach thumbnail, and we will add a private action. Here it will be def attach thumbnail. And now how are we going to attach a thumbnail, and more importantly what? So let's start without using Rmagick. Let's just attach some kind of static file that we have inside our assets. Let's add some kind of static file to our assets. So if I go here, I have a static file ready. It will be just some kind of logo, for example the StupRails logo, and I'm going to try to attach this logo as an attachment to the post. So to do this, I will say, I'll first find the path to the logo. I will say image equals file dot open, and I will say app/assets/images /logo dot png, and then I'm going to say post, so self dot thumbnail dot attach, then the IO is going to be this image. Then I will specify a file name, so file name will be self.title, because the post has a title, and I'm going to specify the content type. That will be image/png. Okay, let's see if this works. Now you see, I saved and it took away the self statements because I have Rmagick installed as a VS Code extension and removed the redundant code. So let's try attaching this thumbnail to the post. I'm going to create a post 111, and let's see if something was attached. Let's go to the console, Rails console, and say p equals post.first p.thumbnail, and we see that a thumbnail has been attached. Okay, so it works. Let's try to display it in the Rails server. So I will go to our post partial and say equals image tag post.thumbnail. And you see the thumbnail is attached. We have actually stored it inside our temporary storage here. But if you're using Amazon S3 or some kind of other storage, then it would be stored there in the staging or in production environment. Okay, so we managed to attach an image that we have in our assets. Now let's actually generate some kind of image and attach that. For this, we are going to already use Rmagick. So let's install the gem, bundle, add Rmagick. And now we are going to include Rmagick inside our post.rb. So let's say require Rmagick and include magic. Okay, And here we're going to, let's say, start by generating a new image. So let's say image equals magic image.read. We're going to, or let's say magic image.new. We're going to specify the dimensions, for example, 800 pixels by 400 pixels. Do image, and I will say, let's say, do img, and img.background color equals yellow. Or it can be any color hex, like whatever works. Okay, so I will say image equals background color yellow. Let's see if it would work in the console. So I would run the console. I would start this. Let's say image equals magic image new image, and let's try to actually write this image. So image.write img.png, and it wrote this image to our root folder. Here you see 800 pixels by 400 yellow image. Okay, so we've got this image, and now let's try to display this logo on top of this image. So actually I would prefer to get this logo not by file open, but by finding the image path. I would say image path equals rails.root.join, and I would specify the same path, and I would say, so it is logo path, and logo equals magic image.read, and we're going to get the logo path. Let's see if it works. I'll add the logo path here and try to read the logo, and I would need to specify first because it is inside an array, so dot first. Okay, so seems to be working. And now you see the size of this logo is 512 by 512, whereas the whole canvas is 800 by 400. So let's decrease the size of the logo. Let's say logo equals logo.scale by 0.25. Let's try running this command, and you see the size has been changed to 128 pixels by 128. Okay, and let's try adding this logo on top of the previous image. So for this I'm going to use the composite method. I will say image equals image.composite. We're going to add the logo with, let's say, we're going to add the logo on the bottom right. So it is going to be southeast gravity. So southeast gravity. And we're going to add 5 pixels from the side, so from the x-axis, and 5 pixels from the y-axis, and we're going to say over composite OP. So the pixels from the new image should generally just overlay the pixels from the previous image. Let's see if it works. And I will again say image.write and see if the image has been updated. Okay, here's the new image. And now let's actually try displaying the post title and post body on the image. So let's say, let's try to get p post. Okay, we don't have a post here. So let's say p equals post.first, p.body, and p.title. And let's try displaying the body and title also on this thumbnail. So we're going to add a new text. Let's say text equals image, or actually magic draw.new, and I will say text.annotate. We're going to annotate the image. We are not going to specify any x or y axes, and we're going to specify the text. It is going to be p or post dot title, and let's add some kind of text parameters. So txt dot point size will be, let's say, 48 pixels, then txt.font weight will be bold weight, txt.fill equals blue, for example, and txt.gravity equals center gravity. And let's see if this would work. Okay, so I don't have post here. Let's say post equals p, so post.title will work. Let's try once again. Okay, and let's try to display this image. So where was it? Image right, img.png. Here it is, we have displayed the title of the post. Let's display the title of the post a bit higher, so 50 pixels to the top. And let's also display the post description or post body. So let's say post.body, and it will be 50 pixels lower. And as we're doing inside the post model, it will be self title and self body. So we're going to do this. And what else do we need? So we have generated an image. We have taken the logo. We have placed the logo. We have placed the post title, the post body. And we want to write it somewhere and save it. So let's add some kind of additional place where we're going to store our temporary files that we generate for our images before we store them in ActiveStorage. So I will say the file name will equal the post model name and the post ID. Let's say self.model name.human. Let's get the post.modelname.human. Post.modelname.human is post. So let's say here we have the first part of the file name, and we will have the self.id.join.down case. So the IDs are going to look something like post 53. This is what we are going to define for this generic file name. And let's make a new directory. If we don't have it yet, let's say file utils.make directory app/assets/images/generator. Let's see if it works. I will run it here, and you see the new place has been created. Now, if you don't want to run this kind of command in the console and check if it exists, you can just create this new file, and so that it is committed to Git, you will want to add a .keep file inside. Okay, so we've created this new directory where we are going to store our temporary files, and let's write this file there. So I will say image.write, and we're going to write it to this directory. Image write to app assets images generator, and we're going to have slash the file name .png. Okay, and in the end, let's see what we have. So we've got this image, and we will attach it here. Let's see if this kind of method works. Let's quit the console and start the Rails server. I will destroy this post and create a new post. Okay, so something didn't work. Let's have a look at what. No method error read for this IO. Okay, and we did actually generate this image correctly in this image generator, but we didn't store it correctly in ActiveStorage. So what can we do with this? Let's try to do it like this. Let's try to have file open, and we will actually specify this path once again. We will not specify image equals here, we don't need it anymore. So let's see if it works now. I will create a third post, and you see it worked, and we actually attach this post. So everything works. Now whenever you create a post, it has a thumbnail that is attached, and it's an actual image where there is the post title, the post body, and a logo of your website. So everything works. And as a final touch, you don't want to have all this messy logic inside your model. You will want to move it to something else, for example, a service. And also you will want to delete these temporary generated images from your Rails app itself. You want to store them in the storage. So let's start by creating a services directory. So services, and here I will create a new service, something like generate thumbnail service .rb. Oh, actually it should be not camel case. Generate thumbnail service .rb, and here I will say class generate thumbnail service, and here we will pass a def initialize. We're going to pass a post, so we will have at post equals post, and then we're going to have call. We will say def call, and let's say attribute reader equals post. Okay, so here we have the boilerplate for our service, and now let's move the logic from our model to our service. So we are going to move require magic to the generate thumbnail service. Then after create attach thumbnail, and instead of this we're going to say generate thumbnail service dot new, and we're going to pass self. So we're going to pass this object, and let's move everything to this folder, so to the call method. Okay, so we've cleaned up our model a lot. We just have after create attach thumbnail, and we call the service where we pass this object, this post, as a param. Now we have our post, and we'll just need to specify post in the places where we previously specified self. So let's see, we will have post.title, post.body, post model name, and post ID. And this might be it. So let's see if it works. Now I will restart the server to ensure that it finds this new folder that I have created. And let's go back to posts and create a new post generated by a service. Okay, thumbnail attach doesn't work because here I need to specify post.title, or actually this can be this file name. So file name equals file name, even better. So by a service too. Okay, this method doesn't work. So yeah, I need to say post.thumbnail.attach by a service for, and you see, now it worked. So we successfully used Rmagick together with ActiveStorage and moved the logic from the model to a service. That's it. Thanks for being with me. Yes, one last thing. You will want to delete this temporary file after you have attached it to the post. So maybe you can say something like file dot delete. We don't want to have this kind of lots of these files inside our generator. File dot delete, and we will have this image here. Let's say image IO. Just note that it is something different, so file delete, and we're going to delete this file. Now let's try once again. Let's go back to posts. I will create a post with the ID 8. And you see posts 8, and we don't have it inside our images because it has been destroyed. So now we are complete. Thanks for being with me. Goodbye.